Hello basketball coaches and basketball players, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I'm going to show you and explain to you what help defense really is in basketball. Now, this is defense that you would run obviously in a man-to-man defense, and this is the reason why I actually teach my players man-to-man defense before a zone. Because in zone defense, there's what I like to call secondary positions where you're helping out another position or a different zoned defensive player on defense, and well, help defense really explains how to do that. I run kind of a weirder, different kind of 2-3 and 3-2 zone where they can basically be agile and move around. So if one player's missing in his zone, that other player in another zone can go and help out, and they all rotate around. I also run a 1-4 unbeatable basketball defense and 4-1 as well, so you can check those two out in the link in the description below. Let's get down to the clipboard. Let me explain to you what help defense really is. Okay, so really quickly, I've basically opened up a shell drill, and of course, this is not how you would play man-to-man defense, and let me explain to you why. Some players will just play like this, where everyone plays really super tight, and there's one big glaring issue that we see here. There's nobody defending the key, and that is what help defense essentially really is. So in help defense, what you're looking to do or looking to have with your players is the ability to still play defense in the key. So think of the ball being up top and these two players being one pass away. Being one pass away means that they would be one big step away, which would be, in this case, close to the elbow. And now, let's say something happened where player 1 was to drive towards the basket. That's when player 2 red would be able to step in and cut off that drive. That is what the first position is in help defense. It's to cut off the drive. Now, the second positions are the deeper positions. Now, those guys, they are 2 passes away because the ball would have to go to player 4 and then to player 5. So they are 2 passes away, which means, how I like to explain it to my younger players, means that these players should be 2 big steps away, which means that they should be pretty well close to being on the block. Now, if player 1 was to pass to player 4, what would happen is now player 1, he is 1 pass away, which means that he is 1 big step away. Player 4 is on ball, and player 5, he is going to be 1 pass away. Now, we can also call this denied defense. It depends on how good your actual players that you're playing against really are. So, how I like to coach it is, if you're against a really good offensive team, player 5 and 1 would be in deny, player 2 would be 1 step away, and player 3 would be 2 steps away. If you're playing against a team that's not very good offensively, but you've got players on the other team who are quicker than your defenders, then you would be 1 step away. That's what I was explaining before, which is 1 step away. Generally, at the younger age groups, I teach that because, well, they're younger. They're not about to be jacking up 3-point shots quickly. So younger players, 1 big step away. If you're playing against a really good high school team, then you would want to be in deny. Player 2 would be one pass away, and player 3 would be 2 steps away, and then player 2 would be one step away. Now, going from there, we'll just go back to what we would, because most of you guys are probably younger, coaching younger teams or more amateur teams possibly. I don't have a ton of college or professional coaches on here. I know of about 4 professional coaches who watch my channel. But going from there, think of this as a big circle. So what we would have here is player 2 being 2 steps away because he is 2 passes away. And now along this circle, player 5 is 1 pass away, so he is 1 step away. And player 3 being next in that circle being 2 steps away. Now, some coaches will say and teach for this farther deeper player to be right at the imaginary center line, or if you've got a volleyball court, there's a line there. And a lot of coaches will teach that. I don't disagree with them. The only issue is with a lot of leagues these days, when it comes to house league, or some different types of leagues, NBA being one, where you can't be in the key for more than 3 seconds. So that's why I always like to teach on that side. Plus, it doesn't really take too much where if he starts seeing this guy drive towards the basket and player one didn't cut him off, it doesn't take much to really take that extra big step and take that charge. So some drills that you can run with your team to teach your team how to run a help defense in man-to-man is very simple. You don't have to go and do some crazy, insane drills. All you really need to do is do the shell drill. And what the shell drill is exactly what I just showed you here. And that is basically having a 5-out, having your players pass the ball around the perimeter. You could even have 6 or 7 players out along the perimeter passing the ball to and forth between each other, and the players start moving, closing out, that kind of a thing. But personally, I only like to run 5 players on the outside of the 3, and then that way they can get used to in-game situations where there's really only going to be 5 players out there at max anyways. But going from there, some other drills that you can run too is some 2-on-2 drills. You can have a player out in the perimeter, up at the point, and another player out in the wing. I'll show you that one really quickly right now. So in this drill, what we're going to have is player 2 starting with the ball. We're going to have essentially 2 lines along the baseline and then 2 lines out here. And basically what we're going to be having is player 2 passing the ball out to player 1. And now player 2 is going to then close out, and player 1 is going to be playing help defense. I don't want to see any shots happening. What I want to see is player 1 doing some kind of a fake, whether it be a shot fake or a jab fake, and then going in the other direction. Player 1 driving, and player 1 red cutting him off. Now, from there, what I want to see happen is player 3 to make a decision to say, hey, I'm open from here, or basically cut baseline. And the reason why we're running this drill is this is more of an advanced drill because player 1, he's cutting off player 1 blue. Player 2 was guarding him originally. So if player 3 starts cutting towards the rim, I want to see player 2 help out his teammate and drop player 1 and say switch. I really want to hear him say switch. I just don't want to see it happen. I want to be able to hear it because then there's communication on the floor. He knows, player 1 knows, oh hey, this is now my man, so I need to defend him. That's what I want to hear. And now I want to see player 1 looking to pass the ball to player 3, and I want to see player 2 being able to cut off that drive or that cut so that player 3 is stopped. Now, of course, I want to see them go up for a shot because obviously now they're learning how to shoot a basketball, being contested and being in close range of a defender. But this is a great 4-player drill that you can run on each end of the floor, or you can just keep on cycling in new players. And it's absolutely fantastic. I really, really like this drill. So between those 2 drills, the shell drill and this 4-player drill, your team is going to be absolute killers playing man-to-man defense. I hope that this video helps you. If you have been new to this channel, go hit that like button and subscribe. If you have liked this content, I post 2 videos a day. Morning videos are for coaches. Afternoon videos are for players. So I hope that you enjoy it, and I will see you guys again later on today for the second video of the day.